Welcome back. Starkville Habitat for Humanity is getting ready to open its next housing application cycle, and this could be a big opportunity for those looking for safe, affordable home ownership. And joining us today is Amanda Henry, the Executive Director at Starkville Habitat, who's here to walk us through how the process works, who qualifies, and what applicants need to know before applying. Amanda, thanks so much for joining us. Let's start off with when applications open and what should people expect?
Well, applications will be open January 15th through February 16th. And that's because February 15th is on a Sunday. So we extended it the one day for people to have a complete month to get their applications in.
Now, when it comes to the application, what is it that you're looking for, particularly when it comes to like income guidelines? As you know, it can be confusing. Can you actually break down what the income requirements look like?
Yes, absolutely. We have three, I guess there's three main requirements that we can just say kind of overall with a big view of it. First of all, you need to be a resident of Oktibbeha County for at least a year before you apply. You have to have a need for better housing, and a need for better housing can include things like the condition of the building you're living in. It can be the conditions in the neighborhood, if it's a high crime area or dangerous area. And then also there's something called rent cost burden, which means that your housing cost, your rent payment is more than 30% of your monthly income, which that's considered too high by HUD and, but in the banking industry. So those are the kind of the three main things. And then of course we have some more specific income requirements. We're looking for people that pretty much fall within the 60 to 80% of the AMI, which AMI it's short for area median income, and it's numbers that are calculated by HUD. And what AMI, area median income, it means that that's the point at which half people make more and half the people make less. So if you're 60 to 80% of that, really 80% and lower is considered low income. So we're looking for people in that range. We do look at applications up to 85% simply because the real estate costs in Starkville and Oktibbeha County have gotten so high, and we have gotten some good applicants that were just above 80%. And the reason we decided to start considering some of those folks possibly is because they were good applicants, and then also because even though they were just a little over that 80%, it would still be very hard for them to go buy a house without some kind of assistance.
Now,
But we've got a chart that goes along with our application that kind of explains that.
right.
And the AMI is calculated according to family size, because of course, as you get more people in your family, it takes more money to live comfortably. So that's a big part of it. We want people to be able to comfortably afford the house and afford to keep it up, and you still afford, to do other things. You don't want to be house poor.
Right.
The other requirement is we require a 615 minimum credit score. And then part of that credit score, there's something called a back end ratio. And that is whatever your mortgage payment is going to be plus any other debts you have, which would be, car payments, student loans, credit cards, stuff like that. When we total all that stuff together, we want it to be 43% of your monthly income or less.
Now,
And that's just to keep people from getting in a pickle with their house payment, their debt payments.
all right, Amanda, we are running out of time, but first and foremost, we want to say congratulations because Starkville Habitat for Humanity, you reached a milestone, your 40th anniversary. What does this mean for your organization?
Well, we're so thankful, so very thankful and excited about it. In December of this year, it'll be 40 years since we were incorporated. We've built 77 houses in Oktibbeha County since then, and we're seeing it's seeing multi-generations benefit because now have children who grew up in a Habitat house who now have their own children. So it's the grandparents' house now. And that's a really big deal for families. And then just the generosity and the support from our community, from Starkville and from Mississippi State University. People are so supportive of us with their time and donations, and we couldn't have done it without the whole community working together. So it's very exciting. we feel like it's a really big blessing, and we're really excited, to keep it moving and to keep going for the next 40
I
years.
was going to say a blessing indeed, and thank you so much, Amanda Henry, the Executive
Thank
Director for
you.
Habitat for Humanity in Starkville, for joining us this afternoon.